Will Russia-Ukraine reach ceasefire? Zelenskyy ready to meet Putin in Turkey. Updates as direct talks are all set to be held between Russia and Ukraine on May 15 in Turkey. Hopes as well as questions have risen about the possibility of an end to the three-year-long war between the two countries. Russian President Vladimir Putin has offered to hold direct talks with Kiev, in a significant development since the last failed talks that took place weeks into the war. In response, Zelenskyy said that he is prepared to meet Putin this week. Zelenskyy's confirmation came after US President Donald Trump urged him to immediately accept Putin's offer to hold peace talks in Turkey. European leaders had met in Kiev on Saturday and rallied behind Ukraine, giving an ultimatum to Russia to agree to an unconditional 30-day ceasefire by Monday or face massive latest sanctions. According to Germany's new Chancellor, Friedrich Merz, President Trump backed the demand of the Europeans. Putin, who addressed late that night, proposed holding direct talks with Ukraine in Turkey on May 15, however, did not mention anything about the ultimatum. Ukraine's allies stressed on Sunday that there could be no talks with Putin before he agrees to an unconditional ceasefire. However, Trump stepped in and asked Ukraine to immediately agree to meet the Russians. Have the meeting, now. Trump wrote on Truth Social. Within an hour of Trump's post, Zelenskyy said that he was ready to meet Putin, which would be the first meeting between the two leaders since the war began in 2022. I will be waiting for Putin in Turkey on Thursday. Personally, I hope that this time the Russians will not look for excuses, Zelenskyy said on X. Before Trump's remarks, Zelenskyy reacted cautiously to Putin's offer, calling it a positive sign but insisting that Moscow must first agree to Kiev's new ceasefire proposal. Ukraine's European allies were more direct in rejecting the overture, stating that no new negotiations could begin without an immediate halt to hostilities. Germany's Merz said talks cannot begin until weapons fall silent. Poland's Prime Minister Donald Tusk stressed that the world is still awaiting Russia's univocal decision on an immediate and unconditional ceasefire. Swipe left for next video. French President Emmanuel Macron also dismissed the counter-offer, saying it was not enough. Keith Kellogg, the Trump administration's former special envoy to Ukraine whose influence has waned since January, sided with the Europeans, saying a ceasefire must precede any talks, not the other way round. Latest blogs.